My first memory of the hospital is sitting in the nurses' dining room while Mother and Auntie were busy with the patients, and after school we'd have to come and sit in the nurses' dining room, do our homework, play Chinese checkers, go downstairs, talk to the gardener, help collect the eggs, and never ever went anywhere near the patients or anyone like that. Never went up the front door, always went up the back door, made sure I wiped my feet, and went into the kitchen, and Esme and Irene were the two ladies who were in the kitchen, and they were very tolerant of me. If I was very good and well behaved, I might be allowed to help set the trays for the evening meal. I never volunteered to wash up or wipe up. Wouldn't have been allowed anyhow with the boiling water on the big wood stove that there was there. There was a spare allotment on the town side of the hospital, and then there was a row of houses between her and Bingra Street. Now, along one side of those houses, there was one lot of chook pens, and the base of the other one that would have been Wunduma Street, there was another row of chickens, roosters, whatever. She supplied enough eggs for herself and our family because it was wartime. That is my memory. Before that was depression time, and I'm pretty sure eggs featured strongly anyhow in convalescent care. Everyone had sweets. There's no such thing as you don't have sweets. And it was always baked custards or egg custards, foods that required eggs. They were served as nutrition to the patients and to us as a family. And then in front of there, she had a big vegetable gardener, full-time gardener and groundsman. And obviously she had plenty of fowl manure to keep the garden in top condition. And we were allowed to go down and pick the strawberries. Yes, we had to make sure they were ripe and not green, but she had just about every vegetable except potatoes. She was totally self-sufficient in that regard. Well, my aunt obviously was a matron. Matron Cole was head sister. Sister Highland was the next one in charge. And then there was Sister Jean Novakoski, 3 other nurses, I can't recall their name. Mother was on call as theatre sister, and then later on, after her husband died, that was in 1944, he died suddenly, and she more or less didn't have very much to do with the hospital at all then. And we were older, so we were able to come home after school, but we still regularly went across to say hello to everyone, including our beloved Auntie Aggie. Auntie Aggie was the most wonderful, gentle, kind person you could ever wish to meet. Never had a bad word to say about anybody. She was always very generous in her outlook to anybody at all. She had her brother Joe. I don't know how much he did her books or helped her. My father was also an accountant who worked with the railway, and I know he advised her. I can remember him coming home and shaking his head and saying, "She didn't write it down again." So she must have had a little bit of maybe too busy that day, things like that. Very gentle, very firm, very caring, instilled confidence to those people who were frightened of being in hospital or facing surgery. She didn't do extensive surgery, but remember there was only her and the Bundaberg General, we called it then. She did mainly the tonsils, appendix, things like that.